Snowplow scraping burning asphalt. That was Denver 2 weeks ago. 34°C at lunch, -4°C at sunset. Same city, same afternoon. No transition, no mercy. If that sounds like a one-off glitch, stick around, because every continent just booked the same roller coaster ride, and the ticket is non-refundable. Let's rapid fire. Last month Bariloche, Argentina, 31°C. Kids and lakes. 36 hours later sleet on the Roses, 18° plunge. Spain's Meseta, 30°C grain harvest underway. Next morning 5°C. Frost warnings in July. Delhi clocked 48°C. Then a thunderstorm dragged it to 28°C. In 2 hours thermal whiplash sent 400 people to hospital with heatstroke and hypothermia on the same day. Add British Columbia, where peaches ripened 3 weeks early. Then a record low of -2°C wiped out 80% of the crop overnight. 4 continents, 4 seasons in 48 hours. The pattern isn't regional, it's a planetary pileup. Humans evolved for slow, seasonal swings. When temperature hops faster than freight trains, physiology stalls. Capillaries can't shut open in time. Crops can't reboot enzymes. Power grids can't switch from cooling to heating overnight. The result? A silent tax on everything electric, metabolic, or chlorophyllc. And it's accelerating. Since 1961 over 60% of global land areas have seen these hot-cold stutters grow sharper, closer, meaner. Picture a heart rate monitor, steady peaks and troughs, then atrial fibrillation. That's our weather now. Say hello to the jet stream on espresso. A warmer Arctic weakens the temperature gradient that once penned the jet in a tight ribbon. Once loose, it snakes, stalls, then flips like a garden hose under pressure. Warm air rides north. Polar air dives south. Voil, flip. Add sudden stratospheric warming events. In January 2025, the polar vortex wobbled, belched, and 30°C of heat parked itself 30 kilometers above the pole. Down here, that translated to a week-long seesaw. Sahara dust over Oslo, then snow in Athens. Climate models used to project this for 2080. The calendar apparently misread the memo. Numbers first. Under a high-emission track, flip frequency jumps 8%, intensity 7%. And the transition window, the hours you get to adapt, shrinks by 3%. Translation: double the population exposed by 2050, with low-income countries hit 4 to 6 times harder. Story time: in South Sudan last April, daytime 45°C broke the thermometers. Nighttime 15°C sent people shivering into clinics already short on malaria meds. Hospitals reported a 300% spike in respiratory cases because you can heat and ventilate a tent ward simultaneously. Farmers fared worse. Millet headed out during the heat, then frost toasted the pollen. National yield down 35%. Food prices up 42% in a market where 80% of households already spend half their income on meals. Rails buckle at persistent 35°C. They snap at -5°C an hour later. Colorado's RTD had 14 kilometers of track fractures in that one evening. In Germany, Autobahn concrete slabs engineered for 50-degree spans lifted, think speed bumps, at 130 kilometers per hour. Power demand curves now look like shark fins. Aircon at 5 p.m. Heaters by midnight. Grid operators call it the double peak whammy, and it costs utilities an extra $1.3 billion per event in emergency ramping. Insurance premiums in the riskiest postal codes rose 600% since 2020. Some firms quietly stopped writing crop policies altogether. Peer-reviewed crunch: if global mean temperature nudges 1.7°C, flips will outpace heat waves as the leading cause of temperature-related mortality. Not because heat or cold alone is deadlier, but because the swing doesn't let the body acclimate. A 24-hour flip equals the physiological stress of moving from Miami to Moscow overnight every week. By 2035, under current emissions, 1.8 billion people will face at least 4 such swings each year. That's half the planet's workforce trying to stay productive while the thermostat tap dances. Yes, but it's a team sport. Early warning systems work. In Ahmedabad, a simple text alert plus free drinking water stations cut heat deaths 30%. Scale that to flips. If forecasters can flag a 15-degree drop 48 hours out, cities can open warming shelters before the AC compressors even cool. Urban design helps white roofs/daytime heat gain by to C, while green walls buffer nighttime chills. Planting 1,000,000 street trees in Melbourne trimmed ambulance calls 11% during similar swings. On the farm, breeders are crossing ancient landraces with modern cultivars to lock in both heat and cold tolerance. Yields in test plots stayed stable across a 25-degree flip cycle. Cheap tech exists. Phase change drywall that absorbs heat by day and releases by night, keeping living rooms within a 4C band for $0.12 per square foot. None of this is sci-fi, just policy, price signals, and political will. Download the free Red Cross Temperature Alert app. It now pushes flip warnings. Ask your HR department for flexible dress codes. When mercury hops more than 12°C in 24 hours, productivity jumps 7% when people layer smart. Insist on renter or homeowner insulation rebates. The same insulation that keeps July heat out traps January warmth in. Push local reps to fund 24-hour warming cooling combo centers. Every $1 spent saves $6 in ambulance costs. And yeah, vote for grids that connect renewables over large areas, smoothing those double peak shark fins with shared wind, solar, and storage. If this flip caught you off guard, hit subscribe. More climate deep dives drop weekly. Smash the bell so the algorithm doesn't flip on you. Here's the uncomfortable kicker. Even if we slashed emissions tomorrow, the inertia in Earth's system guarantees another 20 years of wilder whiplash. Think of it as the atmosphere paying old credit card debt. But every 1/10 of a degree we shave off, future warming buys millions fewer emergency room visits, thousands fewer crop failures, and a few extra days each year when the planet feels like home rather than hostile. The choice isn't stop or go. It's fast break or slow crash, and the flips are coming either way. So next time the forecast says record heat, maybe pack a sweater. And if the morning smells like frost, keep the sunscreen handy. Adaptability, humanity's oldest trick, just became our newest survival skill. Drop your wildest flip story below. I read every post. Share this with the person who still thinks climate change means a little extra summer. Let's make sure nobody gets blindsided again because the crazy climate shift nobody saw coming. It's here, it's loud, and it's not asking permission. Stay ready, stay kind, and I'll catch you in the next one.